Our next guest is going to be, been in the industry for, the company's been in the industry for 20 years, and it is Guru Energy. Please welcome EVP of Sales, correct? Carl?
Sales and Marketing.
Sales and Marketing. How are you doing, Carl?
Very good, yourself.
Great. So, talking about Guru, natural organic energy drink that has been on the market for over 20 years now, 20 years?
20 years, celebrating 20 years this year.
Yeah, and so you really were ahead of the curve on the, natural organic energy, but you never really called it out for a long time. You kind of played more to the rest of the category. Now you are. What's happening?
Well, you're right. Despite the fact that Guru was the world's first natural energy drink back in 1999, the energy category, especially in Canada, where it all started, didn't exist, right? So the marketing for the brand in the first 10 years, although the brand was always a natural product, was all about the energy and telling consumers what this new category was all about, right? And then there was this big energy boom, and the big giants came in, and they launched their artificial drinks. So the brand succeeded in this market. But over the last, over the last 5 years, it became very, very clear that there was a big need for consumers who want a better-for-you natural alternative to artificial energy drinks.
Right, and so how did you then pivot? What did that change entail?
It's really the DNA of the brand was already a natural and organic brand. It was already established in a natural channel in the US. It was established as a mainstream brand in Canada. So we just repositioned the way we talk to consumers. We made it loud and clear that this was a natural and better-for-you options. We started repositioning the brand as well on social media. I like to say we took our brand a little bit more outdoors. Mm-hmm. We are very much targeting the people who aspire to energize in nature and reconnect with nature, also aspire to be the best version of themselves, but in an outdoorsy, very healthy lifestyle. So that clarified what the brand stood for and what the values of the brand are. And it propelled our performance. Right? We tripled our sales over the last 5 years.
Really?
It's growing in Canada at 70% in the Nielsen over the last 52 weeks in convenience.
Wow!
So the brand we're really seeing an acceleration for better for you energy, which we're really happy about, right? Because we have this mission to clean up our industry. We think our industry has a big problem, and we need to solve that.
Yeah. What about with the U.S. market? Where are you playing?
Well, we, as I said, we started a while ago in the natural channel, establishing a great partnership with Whole Foods and natural food retailers, Sprouts and retailers of that nature. Then made some moves in the conventional grocery, mainly in the organic section at first, expanding to more conventional. But over the last 2 to 3 years, we really started to focus the strategy on replicating what we've done in Canada, right? So in Canada, the brand is mainstream. It plays mainstream. It's now the number 3 brand in most banners, right? So it's playing right next to Monster and Red Bull. It's ahead of Rockstar in most big banners in Canada. So we said our brand is mainstream. It's mainstreamable. We can go in California and replicate this. So we started doing this, exactly the same strategy in Northern California, mainly in San Francisco to start, and now expanding to all of the Bay Area, where we're seeing a similar story, where our velocity is starting to increase, our market share is starting to increase. Yeah. It really gives us a good feeling about what's next for us in the U.S.
Yeah, and how do you guys, play off of, the innovation that's happening in this category for natural energy drinks? Obviously over the past several years, a lot of brands have come in, thinking of things like Runa, Mati. Yeah. How does Guru stay?
Well, increased activity in natural energy for us is a great thing, right? As I said, our mission is to clean up our industry. Our industry is perceived as toxic by most of our consumers.
Yeah.
And so we need to clean that up. If other brands are doing the same thing, well, they're helping us on our mission, right? We know that when we're put next to other natural energy, we win. So in some ways, our taste is very mainstream. It's very acceptable for the consumers of our artificial energy drinks, so we know the switch is easy, right? Compared to some other brands that are using specific ingredients like guayusa or like yerba mate, which is sometimes an obstacle for consumers who want to switch from their usual artificial energy drink to a better for you option. Guru doesn't have that obstacle. There's no obstacle on taste. There's no obstacle on price. So we have decided to compete head-on in the convenience channel, right next to the big guys, and we're succeeding at doing this in Canada and in California. So we're going to roll out this strategy very soon.
Where do you see kind of the brand going, in the next year?
Well, again, we needed to prove we could replicate our proof of concept. So we proved that in Canada, proving that in the Bay Area. We're working with the Whipstitch Capital team now to in a financing round to find the right partners to accelerate our growth. We've been very patient with this brand, as we said. We've been at this for 20 years with a huge acceleration over the last 5 years. Expect even more acceleration over the next 5 years.
Right. How does the energy play today, making move from Canada to the U.S., looking at the category when it was non-existent 20 years ago to where it is today and this multi-billion-dollar category? How do you go about changing that public perception that you were talking about? And is it naturally moving that people are understanding that there's healthy energy drinks out there, or do you feel there's still a lot of work to do in educating the consumer on that?
Absolutely. There's a tremendous amount of work to educate consumers on the energy drink industry that has a very bad reputation, right? Mm-hmm. Consumers, it's the number one obstacle for consumers to join the category is the fact that they are scared of ingredients, and the number one reason why people leave the category is because they're scared of ingredients. So we want to have conversations, and most of our marketing strategy is based on having conversation with artificial energy drink consumers who want something better for you. So we educate them on a very short list of very clean ingredients compared to a very long list of nasty ingredients, right? We have a communication in store that says 100% crap-free. We're speaking their language, we're speaking their tone of voice, so we can disrupt this big industry that is ready for disruption.
Right. What do you do on, when you're on shelf, when you have your team out there? Are you running promotions? Are you going out there? Are you doing events, talking to people? Yeah.
Well, the first thing we do is to work with the retailers, the tools the retailers are offering us. That's kind of the basics, right? So promos do work for us because our brand grows organically. Mm-hmm. So we want to generate trial. We want people to try our product. Typically, they love the taste, and as I said earlier, it's an easy switch. Sometimes for other brands, taste is an obstacle. For us, it's a huge benefit. Once we start doing this, obviously we want to build the velocity. We work with retailers with mainly sampling around their stores, typical field marketing, supported by social media, influencers, and it has worked for us. I have to say it has worked.
How do you guys approach the brand itself, the name Guru, the can, the packaging, standing out on shelf? You don't really emphasize leaves or nature much, but you do in your social media.
Yep.
How do you approach the brand itself?
We're actually working on that as the brand is evolving and as the consumer for energy drinks is evolving. We are updating. We're working on that. Stay tuned for some surprises on this. Again, not necessarily a transformation, but just an evolution to where the consumer of energy or healthy energy is going. So we will be updating this. It's really important if you want to stand out on the shelf. We still need an energy drink look. It can certainly feel a little bit healthier. So we do a little bit more of a coming out on our natural and organic ingredients.
Yeah, one trend we're seeing now also in energy is kind of fitness. That's a big thing. Have you ever thought about that? Where are you approaching that?
Well, in some ways, the way we look at this is kind of the other end of the spectrum, right? There is the big energy drink industry. On one side, for us, this fitness is kind of disrupting. Clearly, the fitness industry or fitness energy drink industry is disrupting as well in a very different way, right? They're putting what we call more of the nasty ingredients in, right? It's a longer list of more ingredients that many consumers are scared of. We go the other way, which is a shorter list of very clean, very clear ingredients that people understand. We use plants and natural organics in order to do that, right? So we will not be going into longer list of nasty ingredients. This is not who we are.
Right. Well, Carl, thank you so much for joining us here. I hope you've been having a good show, and I hope you enjoy the rest.
Yes, it's been great.